as part of the Salesian legacy. As my colleague has just said, my name is Desmond Lee Nkosinathi Maphanga. I completed at Salesian in 1978. I'm 62 years old. I recall that when I started here, that was a hostel. There were boarders in the school. The year I completed is a year where the system was changing and the school boarding was being terminated. Which is why today we have all of you as day scholars. This year is a very, very important year due to the fact that the Salesian community is celebrating 70 years since it came into being in Swaziland. We call it the Platinum Jubilee. I am currently the chairman of the past pupils, and I work with a very dynamic team comprising of professors from here, doctors from here, activists from here, and people who just care and are selfless, dedicating their time to ensure that your welfare gets better all the time. As my colleague Elias has been saying, that we look upon you as future leaders of this country. Why? Because this school has already produced, if I'm correct, 4 prime ministers, judges, teachers, lawyers of prominence, writers of prominence, you name it, we have it as Salesians. No, not Barnabas. Dr. A.T. Dlamini, Babe Mandulo Dlamini, Cleopas Dlamini, the current Prime Minister, the Deputy Prime Minister is also a Salesian, Babe Nhlanganiso Themba Masuku. As I said, we have judges, Bobabe Mbutfo Mahamba. These are judges of the Supreme Court. They used to stand here, sing the national anthem like you do, and took the resolve that they wanted to be the pace setters of the country. I just want to mention one thing which I'm not sure whether all our colleagues were aware of. I was reading a magazine, which is the Nation's magazine, which has been dedicated to highlighting one of our great teachers. We had a teacher in the school by the name of Sos Mhokong. It was Sostenes, the name was Sostenes, but he was known to his colleagues as Sos. He is one of the few teachers in the country that was able to produce first-class passes in the whole of Form 3 for that year. The gentleman was recruited from Pimville at a time when the royal family was trying to set up a school to ensure that the royal family at the time received education, and that was Matapa High School. This is where this gentleman was recruited to come and teach. However, the environment was not conducive for him simply because there was a white man who was the principal at Matapa, I forget the name, but it's around Swend, who was not comfortable with a black teacher coming to take over from him. It was then that he then moved from Matapa High School to here at Salesian and was able to realize his dream, which has never been superseded by anyone up till now, of producing a whole Form 3 class of first classes. This is what we expect from you guys. Be trendsetters. Produce legacies that will remain with the school for years to come. Going back to the subject I was about to speak about, which was the 70th year anniversary, we have lined up a number of activities. Some of you Form 5s were with us in that small room there where there is the picture of Don Bosco when we launched the preparations or activities for this celebration. The celebration will be in September. However, there will be a build up to it. A number of activities where some of you will participate, say family days, golf days, fundraising days, to try and make sure that this event is a success. And we have no one else to rely on but you as current pupils and the old boys. Those of you who are sharp realize that when Mr. Masilela called me here, I stopped myself from crying because a lot of old memories came back, including my stay and work with the Salesian bands. You now have a band that plays not only the formal music, now here sees the hero and all that, but you now have a band that also plays live music. I was one in the team that started that. They were called the cheerleaders. I'm happy to say that all those who were in that group or that band have not let the school down, but they keep on shining. And sadly, last week, we were burying one of them, who was the Manzini city engineer, Madota Dlamini. Yes, the time has come for us to go, gentlemen. And as we go, we're expecting you to take the cannon and run. I'm proud of being a Salesian, and I would really love to see to it that you are also proud of being Salesians. Our destiny may not be the same. Some of you will be very successful, and some of you will not be that successful. But one thing I need to instill and encourage is the fact that look out for each other. Tinebesina JJ Matebula here, who knew all the Salesians. He knew he won't go back home hungry because he will get something from the Salesians. That's the spirit we want to instill in you guys and make sure that you are there for each other. Without taking too much time, I want to thank you once again for being here and the fact that you have evoked my emotions when I look at you and I see that the future is bright. We might be going through some challenges as a country, but I'm sure as Salesians, we will take our stance and lead and make sure the country returns to normality. Thank you, gentlemen.